So I'm second?
Yeah.
I'm second? All right, sweet. I didn't know where I was at.
You're second.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, I was really pissed off to start tonight, drawing a 71, and it all worked out. This stuff's so tricky. Earlier this year, and the Capitani Pill Draw meant a lot, and I was really nervous. Even though we're a good qualifying team this year, you never know what could happen and struggle qualifying. So luckily, we got a pretty good lap there in qualifying and got through the heat race. And after that, it's just get a decent finish in the A main, don't mess it up. So everything went our way tonight, other than the pill draw, and happy to have a good run for everybody. I'll let all these guys say, but for me, I don't know if it's the berm is different or if it's rougher or what, but you got to hit it perfect or you're not going to hit it right. If you are a little too low or a little too high, you miss it so easily. And to try to do that consistently for 25 laps is, nearly impossible. So you got to maybe try to come up with a couple different lines to maybe take up some other laps in a race, because if you try to hit that bottom for 25 or 50 laps straight, it's going to be really hard to do it. Oh, yeah, it just the way it fell tonight, and the track was pretty similar to what it was at the Capitani night. There was a little bit more grip off of 4 than the Capitani night, but it's one of those things, man. You got to search around, try to find something that nobody else does, and like when Jason won the Nationals, he kind of entered high and turned down, and I was able to do that a little bit, but I feel like you get to spin your tires quite a bit. I feel like on the bottom, you kept your tires underneath you the best, and if you kept sliding and searching around, you probably abuse your stuff, and it would probably hurt you later in the race. So it's one of those things, man. You got to constantly try to get better and better, because if you stay stagnant, somebody's getting better and chasing after you. So just because we won tonight in Capitani doesn't mean we need to improve Saturday night and try to get the job done. Yeah, I feel terrible for Brock, man. That would have been awesome for him to get a good run. I think he had a good enough car to finish on the podium probably. But luckily it played into my favor. I think he had a good race car. I was racing with him pretty hard and couldn't get by him. He kept battling back. So I think he would have finished pretty well tonight. But for me, sometimes being in the lead, it's not good sometimes, because the track's so wide. There's so many options for lanes. I could easily, I think on the last restart, I ran the bottom. I heard Brad kind of on my right rear. I don't know if he went through the middle or the top or what, but I heard him, poking around there. So it's one of those things, you don't know when you're leading what really to do. And I slid myself to the restart before, and it didn't feel that great. So Knoxville is the hardest place to get the lead, keep it, and then win a race. There's just so many different things that happen. A lot of times in sprint car racing, it's the top that's faster, or the bottom that's the fastest. And this thing changes so often, and that dirt getting thrown up is another lane that a lot of tracks don't have. So it's one of those things you're always thinking and trying to keep that momentum rolling. I mean, it's 50 laps. So much could happen. Donnie's won it from the B main before, so anything's possible. But I feel like this is as good a shot we're ever going to have. You never know when your next chance is to win the Knoxville Nationals. People go on streaks and always have chances, like Larson the past couple years and Brownie a couple years before that. They are both in contention each year to win, and all I ask for is a shot to win the race. I felt when we blew up a couple years ago, it just got taken from me, and not saying I was going to win the race, but I wanted to at least see how it was going to play out. And all I asked for is a chance to win the Knoxville Nationals, and hopefully we could do that. It's pretty wild, man. Just come from Connecticut, not being in dirt racing, getting in dirt racing, meeting Jeff, and now I could call him a friend. It's just really cool. That was the first time I met Mark Webber, so hopefully we get to hang out with him more later. But it's just really cool, man. The sport has brought a lot of friends and a lot of memories, and hopefully we keep making more.
Yeah, I think, and you're just searching, your car's, you're trying to find the best spot it handles. So, the bottom sometimes feels pretty slow, and, so you kind of move out of lane to see if it'll work there, and then, a guy will come on the top. So you're kind of just trying to, keep searching, keep thinking, and obviously it's a prelim night. So, for me, I just thought, I want to figure it out, get my car a little better, come Saturday. So just trying to move around, see what the car would do, and obviously just off a little bit compared to Dave tonight, but we still feel pretty good about how our night went. Yeah, I mean, it's just like he said, he was leading and trying to figure out how to get around the lappers, so I was kind of watching and able to, just go the opposite of him, and felt like we had a good shot at it late there, but just I completely missed the bottom a couple times. So just fighting the car a little bit more, than we did last year. To stay really consistent or, to kind of have that. But, I think we made some gains tonight, and, from the Capitani to here, we made a lot of changes trying to kind of find the sweet spot. And I think we learned some stuff, but Dave's been good, and he's going to be tough off the front row. But we feel like coming from 6th with 50 laps on Saturday night, as long as we get it right, we should be in contention for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I started 13th, so it was kind of for me just anywhere they weren't. I sort of had to go, but the bottom's definitely. I mean, if you want to win the Knoxville Nationals, you got to be able to hit the bottom, pretty consistently, and make speed down there. I feel like the racetrack changes a lot throughout the night. Early, I tried to hit the bottom in qualifying, and there was grease down there, and then I hit it and washed across. And then in the heat race, I felt like there was still in my heat a little bit of grease down there. So I feel like for the most part, you have to move around just to get out in some clean air. Being behind somebody here is really not good for your race car. A lot of the times you get out from under you, the tires get out from under you, get in a four-wheel drift up the racetrack, and that's just not fast. So I think the biggest thing is to just be wherever there's clean air, and usually the bottom is the place you want to be, but if it's not open, you got to go to the top. Yeah, no, I felt like my car was actually really good. I felt like I could run the bottom late in the race with 3 and 4 and really make speed down there. So I think that's a testament to my mechanic. He did a really good job. Tim, Trey, Marty, Tyrone. I mean, they're working really hard. It's a team effort out here. I mean, us drivers get to go to the press conference, but them guys are the ones that get us here. They're putting in the hard hours and putting those setups on the car that are gonna get us up here. I think mechanics, especially nowadays, everybody's got really good equipment. Everyone's stuff's really close. You got good motors and stuff. So I think the mechanics are probably 60%, in my opinion, of what we do. If your car's not good, there's no way you're going to be up here at the press conference. So hats off to my guys and Kyle Larson for giving me really good equipment. And it's a team effort.